The Phoenix Suns just pulled off one of the biggest trades in NBA history, acquiring Kevin Durant from the Brooklyn Nets. I'm going to go into detail about it, but before we start, be sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released. Kevin Durant is a Net no more. He is now a proud member of the Phoenix Suns after this blockbuster trade. Here are the details. The Nets going to receive Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, Jay Crowder, and four unprotected first-round picks in 2023, 25, 27, and 29. And the Phoenix Suns will receive, of course, Kevin Durant, but along with him, fellow teammate TJ Warren will make the trip out to Phoenix as well. Huge, but not unexpected, because we saw the Kyrie domino fall, and we were always saying, like, I remember last year when Kevin Durant first demanded a trade from the Brooklyn Nets, I always said that in that free agency period, he would be the first domino to fall. Him and Kyrie were always the first dominoes in just changing the landscape of the league, as they did a few years ago, or tried to do a few years ago. They failed epically, but that's a story for another day. But this was the biggest domino that could fall, and now it's going to send shockwaves throughout the entire Western Conference, which right now, by the way, the Western Conference is just absolutely stacked with, like, really good teams. Like, I'm looking at a Mavs team that's a dark horse now since they acquired Kyrie Irving. They already have Luka Doncic. These Phoenix Suns, which already were pretty good this year, now get even better, acquiring Kevin Durant, who many argue is like the best pure scorer of all time and one of the best all-around players that game has ever seen. On top of that, you have Memphis. You have the number one team in the West right now that no one's talking about in the Denver Nuggets. And I don't know. Look, Eastern Conference playoffs aside, we all know it's down to like 3 teams. This, I legit don't know who it's going to be. Outside of it not being the Sacramento Kings, everyone else is pretty much on the table. Oh, well, Suns and Pelicans, but we'll talk about that another day as well. Kevin Durant going to Phoenix. What does this mean for Phoenix? And honestly, like, here's the biggest thing about this whole trade. Phoenix was able to keep their own big 3 together and acquire Kevin Durant. So not only did this team keep Chris Paul, not only did this team keep their superstar in Devin Booker, they also kept DeAndre Ayton, former number 1 overall pick DeAndre Ayton. Now, as of this recording, we still have a few hours until the trade deadline officially ends, so maybe some things could change. I don't think they will, because you would really think that you want to try to keep him. You really want to try to keep DeAndre Ayton, but I don't see any reason why you would if you can make the salary work, and it seems like it is working, so just keep him. I know there are rumors about him potentially ending up in Dallas, which I find a little perplexing, that you would be trading him to another Western Conference rival, and then, you know, it's him, Kyrie, and Luka. That's pretty freaking dangerous, but we will see what happens. Yeah. But if they're able to keep DeAndre Ayton, and you have Kevin Durant, and you have Chris Paul, and you have Devin Booker, that is lethal. And remember, this is a team that 2 years ago went to the NBA Finals with just what they had. And you add Kevin Durant. I mean, it's not as OP as when the Warriors got Kevin Durant, because that was just it was unfair. It was absolutely unfair to the rest of the league. But when you put a guy like KD, who is just a machine when healthy, and when he's on and locked in, he's just a machine. It's nearly unstoppable. And it uplifts everyone else on that team. It uplifts someone like Devin Booker, who everyone really thinks of as just a scorer and not really anything else. It uplifts him to be better all around. It uplifts Chris Paul, makes his job easier. DeAndre Ayton, if he stays on the team, man, that dude is going to be getting buckets. And people don't believe. I know people don't believe me. Like, oh, well, you got KD. You got to feed him. You got to feed him. When everyone's distracted by all the pieces on the perimeter, the inside's going to be open. The paint's gonna be open for DeAndre Ayton to do some damage. Like, trust me. I think this is just it puts them in that. It really puts them in that top tier of teams in the entire league, and it's a great trade for Phoenix. I know you're giving up Mikal Bridges, which to me, like, I mean, you're giving up Jay Crowder too, which I understand. People are like, well, you know, he was kind of like a more of a role player and a I guess a player coach. I mean, he was still very productive, but there seemed to be a lot of people who were like, well, you know, he's a guy you kind of need on your team. Here's what I'm saying. All due respect to Bridges, former, I think he was like runner-up for Defensive Player of the Year last year. All due respect to him. All due respect to Jay Crowder and everyone else. But you got a chance to get KD without giving up Devin Booker or Chris Paul. You take that chance. You take that chance because now Phoenix has decided they are all in on a run. They are all in on a title. It's exactly the way they should be thinking. And if you're able, and like you got Kevin Durant for a little while too. It's not like he's only going to be around for the rest of this year. You got him for next year. Like, you got Kevin Durant. So you could potentially pull off at least 2 finals appearances, if not 2 championships with him. But we'll see what happens. You guys, let me know what you guys think. Was this the right trade for the Phoenix Suns to make, or are they going to be regretting it for years to come? And what the hell is going on in Brooklyn? Let me know in the comments section below. Be sure to also hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released.